Mr. Darrell,
What's up?
what's up? You can hear me good?
Yeah. Can
Thanks
you?
for coming on the podcast. Yeah, I can hear you great. I can only see the top half of your head, though.
That's all you need to see.
Oh, you got the similar beards with the little gray hairs in them, too.
Oh, I got a lot of gray hairs.
So, I believe the last time we spoke was 2004, Holy Name in Worcester.
Yep.
And I don't know if you've seen any other episodes of my podcast here. It's pretty new. I'm kind of winging it, but um, I've got to talk with some people I lost contact with from Holy Name and even before Holy Name, so it's been really cool. And that's the whole point, is to see what we've been up to in life since we last spoke, which was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Therefore the title 20-year timeout. Um and I can see you live in Louisiana, right?
Nope. Kansas.
Kansas, and you just told me that the other day too.
Yep.
So obviously you were living in Worcester for since you went to Holy Cross, right?
Yep. Class of 93 at Holy Cross.
And did you have to travel from Kansas to go to college there, or were you living up here?
Yeah, I traveled all 4 years from Kansas to Holy Cross. And
So you
then,
were born in Kansas and you lived there until college?
yep. Oh, yeah. And,
What
go ahead.
Now I was just gonna say, what made you choose Holy Cross? Why Worcester?
Uh, it was, it was a good fit. I visited other colleges around Kansas, and Holy Cross was very comfortable to me. It wasn't big, wasn't too small, just right.
Did religion have a factor in there too? Because it was a Catholic school or
Yeah,
Christian?
yes, Jesuit school.
Jesuit.
Yeah. Um, it really didn't play a big role, but it did help in playing a role. In fact, I just wrote this on Facebook. I didn't hear about Holy Cross until I saw them on ESPN one day. I knew nothing about Holy Cross before I got there. I saw them on ESPN. I forgot who they were playing, but they were talking about the school and stuff, and I just thought to myself, well, you know, I wonder what that school's about, and that was it. I really didn't think anything about it until I got a call on my 18th birthday. Holy Cross called me and offered to pay for a trip for me to go to Worcester and visit the school for a week. So I went up there for a week. I visited them for that week. Loaded school, came back and told my mom. She just looked at me and just shook her head because we couldn't afford what it was costing. So through the grace of God, I got I earned an academic scholarship to Holy Cross that paid for like 99% of my tuition. So
That's
yeah,
rad.
yep. So so
I
it
know
was
you played.
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna. You played football there. Did athletics have anything to do with going there, or did it just so happen to be you were a good athlete and you were able to play football?
A little athletics did a little bit, especially seeing the football team on ESPN. My freshman year, Holy Cross was on ESPN against Princeton, so that was cool. Being on ESPN your freshman year, even though I didn't play, but still cool the experience. And even my junior year, we were on ESPN once again against Princeton. But the academics, what impressed me, the athletics, I was very fortunate to be on a team that was full of athletes, scholarship athletes. I was a walk-on for football, and I was my head coach's first and only walk-on at Holy Cross to ever make the team. So that was fun.
So it was written, and it was in 1993.
Uh, I got there in '89 and graduated in '93.
Oh, you graduated. Oh, so 89. Cool.
Yep.
Did would you like put a Walkman on with some headphones to get pumped up before games and practices?
Uh, no, really. No, I did none of that stuff like everybody else does. I was one of those poor kids, so I I normally sat in the locker room by myself. We didn't say a word in the locker room. Once you entered the locker room, you didn't say a word. You did not smile. You did not crack a smile. You did not talk. Did not do anything. All you did was just get dressed and think about the game. That what was allowed. And that was perfect for me because I didn't even have to get out of my comfort zone, so to speak. So
Was
every game I
keep
just sat by myself and sat by my locker and put on my equipment and stuff and waited for our pregame.
Did you find life to be different from Kansas?
Oh yeah, it was way different. Kansas, we're laid back, and being in Massachusetts, New England area is fast paced. Everything is on the go. You go, 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 nonstop. And it was eye opening, but it was also um enriching. So I got to learn another way of life. And I lived in New England for over 30 years, about 30 years. So it was a good time, good experience, good education.
What did you do once you graduated? Yeah, I can see your face better now if you keep your phone like that.
But yeah. Well, I'm old, so what did I do
Uh,
after that? I
well, you're are you that old? I don't you know I feel like you're not that old, and
I'm
you're the first teacher I was able to get on the podcast, so I appreciate that, and I don't think I even know any other teachers actually, so
yeah, most of the teachers you had are gone. Let's see.
bless them.
Yep. Let's
Some of
see.
them have passed away,
Yep.
but I'm sure some of them are retired and
Yeah.
r-
No, actually,
some are still
quite
there, I think.
some. Very few are still there. Since they combined Holy Name and St. Peter Marian, a lot of the teachers that you had are gone to different schools. Um,
I guess we are old.
yeah, well, I'm 55, so and my youngest, she was 1 when you graduated. She was just turning 1 when you graduated. My youngest, she is graduating college this year.
So so you taught me when you were in your 30s?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, I was 33 when you graduated.
I'm 40 now, so
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
I'm
fun.
I'm 55. Just turned 55, so
That's not old because I have friends that are like 50, 55.
yeah,
So
well, it's old for me. I feel like I'm old because a lot of you guys are married and having kids and your kids are in school, and so to me that's old.
yeah. So you graduated from college and did you start teaching right away?
Yes, I did. In fact, my interview for a Holy Name was the day after graduation. After my college graduation was the very next day.
How do you prepare as a teacher to just go in and start teaching kids? Because I feel like I'm sure every class gave you a run for your money, but like you had to keep us in check.
Well, it takes number one, what I learned that first year. you have to have thick skin and patience. Because my first year, I was ready to quit. I told Mrs. Reardon at the time, who was the principal, I was ready to quit after that first semester, and she said, "Just be patient. Give us some time after you're done with the first year. See what it's like." And I was just like, "Okay." Then after the first year, I fell in love with it, and you really can't prepare for it. They can do they can tell you all the things they want to about teaching, what you should do. It what they say doesn't really happen. You're gonna have good classes, bad classes. Some days you're gonna be prepared, some days you're gonna be unprepared. You just have to fly by the seat of your pants and do everything on your own comfort. And
And
just
thinking like with today's technology and all the stuff put in front of people, like it was I'm sure it was challenging back then to talk to us about a subject probably, some people didn't have an interest in, like myself. You asked me about religion, I'd say that's boring,
yeah.
but you had to teach us what what we had curriculum for, and we had to pass. And now I'm thinking like present day, like how do you even keep a student's attention when they have a phone, a YouTube account? Like it must be impossible to do
Well,
that.
number one, curriculum is what I like to think of curriculum as just a skeletal outline of what you want to teach. You have to make the subject matter interesting for the students. You can't just keep teaching them the same things over and over again because even I got bored with some of the stuff I was teaching. So I would incorporate different things, different religions, different philosophies, things like that. Do social events, things that would get you guys more involved in your education. Because to me, having an education is not being able to repeat all the things I taught you. If I taught you, I want you to use that information and formulate your own opinion, your own beliefs, not just go by what I say and think that's it. Because that's not the way the world is. And nowadays, technology, I think it's crippling kids because kids rely on technology. They don't read books anymore. They expect everything to be online, they expect all the answers to be online, and it cripples the students and they can't think for themselves. That's why a lot of them don't have common sense because they don't learn how to think. They're told things, taught things from a computer, from a book, and that's what they go by. And that's why I really got out of teaching because it's no longer they no longer let teachers teach. They just want to push kids ahead so it makes school look better.
Yeah, like a robot.
Yeah.
Well, I got to give you props because, yeah, you kept the conversation going in the class. There were some other teachers I can think of that did that also. It wasn't about just teaching this curriculum, it was like getting us thinking about life and having debates. And, you know, yeah, we might have goofed off a little bit here and there, but there was times where I can remember focusing in on something and being like, you know, oh, I could
Yeah.
just go talk to Mr. Darrell, even though he'll smack me upside my head if I step out of line. You could
Yeah.
do that back then.
Yeah, you can't do that now. They'll have
No.
you in court as soon as possible. You will be fired and in court.
Do
But
you
you,
remember picking me up in my desk and just carrying me over to your desk and saying, "You're in the front now"?
vaguely, I used to do that a lot of times because back then I could do it. Right now, if I did that, I'd throw my back out.
That's just a memory I have. There's two others, and I'll tell you them later. But that's one memory I have of just like you picking me up and bringing me to the front and be like, "You're next to me now." And I
Yeah,
was like, "Oh, geez."
you're lucky. I had teachers when I was in school. I had a teacher, if you fell asleep in his class, he would throw a eraser at you, he would throw chalk at you, he would throw a book at you. If you were really acting up, he would pick you and the desk up and toss you out in the hallway.
Maybe
Never,
you tossed me in the hallway. No, I think it was you kept me in the room.
yeah, I kept you in there because back then, well, when you were in school, if I did that, they would call me down to the office and they would have a shit fit. But oh well.
Not as bad as when I got home and my mom found out.
Oh yeah, your mom was. Yeah, that's one thing that is different. Parents nowadays, kids aren't really afraid of their parents nowadays. You guys were afraid of your parents. The first words out of your mouth was, "Don't tell my mom. Don't let my mom know." That's how, as a teacher, we knew. Okay, you just gave us ammunition to use against you guys because all we had to do was say, you know what? We'll just tell your mom and let you guys sit there and think about it for a while and rethink things.
This is fun.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's I've taught I taught for I taught at Holy Name for 22 years. They let me go because of some BS crap. Basically, it's because they didn't like me because I spoke my mind and they didn't like that and I wasn't a yes man. I would basically tell them in a polite way to go F themselves, but they let me go after 22 years and I stopped teaching for about 3 years. Then I moved back to Kansas to take care of my mom. Taught 4 years in Kansas City, and in that 3 years I was gone, education changed to the point to where I hated teaching. It was something I loved. I never thought of it as a job, but when I got back into teaching for 4 years, I hated it.
Is that like a common consensus with amongst your peers, people you've known in the people who've been teachers for a long time? Do they have a similar feeling?
Yeah, a lot of the old school teachers, it's okay to have technology, but when you care more about getting kids through instead of what is going into their head, that bothers a lot of us. And that's why a lot of these schools are hiring young people because schools can manipulate them. And that's the sad part. You have all these other teachers. We held you guys accountable. If you didn't do the work, your grades reflected it. That was the thing. If you didn't do the work, it reflected it. Nowadays, students don't have to do the work and they can pass. And that's not right. It's not right for the kid that sits there every day and does the work and stays after school to get their grades up. It's not fair for a kid to just walk in, not do anything, and pass. Where's the morality in that? And that's why you see a lot of these older teachers retiring early because you're teaching to a curriculum. You're not using the curriculum as a skeleton. You're using it as the whole body of your teaching. And you can't. Kids have different ways of learning. And you can't teach all the kids the same way. So now I work with kindergartners and first graders. I work with special needs kids, kids with autism, kids that have no verbal speech, and I love it. It's the best thing. I don't have to worry about administration. I just worry about the kids, and that's the best thing.
Oh, I'm sure they benefit from working with you too, because you've got patience and all this history of trying to help develop. Yeah, what are we working towards? Kids living in the basement? If they don't have a repercussion, or if you can't give a kid an F, how are they going to learn from their mistake?
Well,
Or
they're starting to find out now because a lot of these kids are graduating and they can't do the basic things of like working for example, in convenience stores, make change. Some of them can't even do that. And
I
that's,
forgot, you forget.
yeah.
too. You don't do it for so long. Like I worked in a bakery and I could add in my head and I was playing darts the other day and I was like, man, my adding and subtracting skills are not what they used to be.
Yeah, but you know what? At least you can use those. Some of these kids don't even have that. I've had kids that had like the high school I taught at when I moved back to Kansas. The high school I was at, we had kids with like a fourth grade reading level, and they were in high school, seniors in high school with a fourth grade reading level.
I appreciate my upbringing from all my teachers without technology for the simple fact that, um, you know, our generation, yeah, we can read at a high level. We can write. We can be creative. We can problem solve. We can take, and I'm just maybe millennials in general, but we could also play the devil's advocate and say some things that millennials weren't really taught were like life skills, like how to manage money, how to, I don't know, budget, how to do
Yeah,
accounting, you know, how to start a business, or like, you're taught to study your books, go to college, and that's going to get you a good job. And, I didn't go to college till I was 25, and then I got my master's degree, and I'm walking out of my statistics class because it was the hardest one, and I took it
hmm,
last.
yeah,
And I was depressed because I said, oh, my life is the same. Nothing's changed except I'm a bit more in debt,
yeah, and
but I enjoyed writing during my master's program.
yeah, and I can't speak for other people, but they don't teach the way they should be teaching. They they don't teach what's the right thing I want to say. They don't teach for skills. They just teach for information. To throw information at you, not to use those skills, to show you how to use those skills in any situation. And that was the fun part for me for learning being in school, because I had teachers that taught me in different classes to take what I learned and use them as a skill. We worked. And for example, in a science class, chemistry class, advanced chemistry, I took, we learned how to do um, for forensic solving. How to lift fingerprints, how to do a crime scene. I learned all that in high school, where we didn't have computers and things like that. We learned accounting. We learned how to do accounting. I took an accounting class. We had a make-believe business where we did balance the books and things like that, how to do the books. We learned
Do you
all.
remember?
Go ahead.
Do you remember Anthony Fuller?
Yep.
I had him on the podcast, and we were talking about a mandatory internship from kindergarten to 12th grade. The last like month or two of school should just be mandatory internships where kids just go hands on and do work and pick things they like, even just like go do manual labor or landscaping. It's like that might be helpful for kids.
You know what? It would be, but at the same time, school systems are worried about budgets and how much everything is going to cost and how much money they're going to save for things and stuff like that, which is very disheartening, because these are the things that kids need nowadays. They need to learn a skill. They need to go to classes, like you said, do an internship. We when I was in school, when I was in eighth grade, we did that. We learned about different things. We learned how to uh, play chess. We learned how to use a table saw. We learned how to paint ceramics. We learned how to, just do things, just sew. In high school, we had home ec, and we learned the basic things of how to run a household. And a lot of these kids, don't know how. If they
Oh,
went out,
that's amazing.
yeah, if they went on their own, they would have no clue.
That would be an amazing show. Just getting like 100 kids
Oh,
right out of high school.
oh, you just give them a landline phone and they would be hand tied. It was like them being handcuffed. They wouldn't know what to do. And it's funny because you do that now to a kid and they wouldn't know what a phone, a dial phone is, what a push button phone is. All they know is a cell phone.
When I was younger, I used to think you would take one thing, one subject or one niche and just really get great at that, and that would make you intelligent. But
Yeah.
then as I like got older and I've like studied like Charles Munger or like, reading like that was the last book I read, so I'm just
Mm,
referencing it, his autobiography. He preaches that you need to have a collection of knowledge from every industry subject. And only then, when you understand how psychology works, business, accounting, mathematics, then you can make intelligent decisions on whatever you choose to do. And that's kind of been resonating with me lately. It's like maybe it is good for kids to branch off and just like get different hobbies and like, because I have
yeah.
kids now, so I'm watching them be
Yep.
anxious and like want to do a million different things and just like
And
trying to remember what it was like as a kid and embrace and let them do it.
yeah, and that's the best thing as a parent to let them do as many things as they want because what it does, it broadens their learning. It enhances their ability to learn different things, to do different things, to be self-sufficient. A lot of these kids aren't self-sufficient. And growing up, we you learned everything as much as possible. I learned demolition in high school, which I did in the summer. I moved furniture. I worked as a pizza delivery in the summer. I worked in the hay fields in the summer. So you let kids do things and put them in jobs where they are learning a skill. Like I can tell you how to bale hay, what you have to do and everything, how to take care of cows and things like that. And I can also tell you how to load a truck, a furniture truck. What type of furniture goes good in certain areas, how to take care and maintain furniture when you're putting them away in storage. And we
Because
just
you're gonna have to move. People
yeah,
move. You need to know like you need to know someone who could help you or figure it out yourself.
yeah, and you have to when you're moving the military, you have to problem solve because a lot of their furniture don't fit in the doorways. You can't just like walk straight through. You have to manage ways like carrying a piano up 3 flights of stairs. How to do that? I know how to. We have to problem solve that. Uh, things like that.
That's
Get
why your back hurts.
yeah, yeah. It's also from playing semi-pro football for too long. But
Oh, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, no. It's you know we tend to mm, we tend to handcuff kids and tell them, okay, you only need to know how to do one thing. No, let them learn as many things as possible because you never know what they're going to be good at. Because when in college, I started out as an economics major and I wound up being a theology major. So I realized halfway through college, I wasn't good at economics. I understood the philosophy of economics, but I wasn't good at it. I could not see myself sitting in a cubicle all day long in a shirt and tie and just be surrounded by 3 walls of hitting buttons. That wasn't me. I wanted,
Allergic to cubicles.
yeah. Oh God, I would lose my mind. There would be a bloodbath. And
I
there,
get like that sometimes.
yeah, yeah. I
That's
trust.
why I say allergic to cubicles because
Yeah, yeah. That's the best thing. Stay allergic. Stay allergic because those are the worst things I remember my mom having a cubicle and seeing her. Oh no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So, but
Were you,
these. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was I was no, I'm curious about semi-pro football. Was that local to Worcester, or did you have to go to Boston for that?
I went. I went to. I played one season in Northern Mass, 2 seasons in New Hampshire, one season in Eastern Mass, and the rest was in Worcester. So I played 17 years, so about I would say probably about 10 years were spent in Worcester.
Do they still have a semi-pro team? Is that still a league?
They they still have some semi-pro team leagues around Worcester. I think the team I used to play for was Worcester Wildcats and Central Mass Fury, which turned into the new Marlboro Shamrocks, and I think they just recently disbanded. But yeah, I played for Central Mass Fury and Worcester Wildcats. So as far as that goes, I really couldn't tell you if there's still semi-pro teams around Central Mass, but there used to be an arena football team. Though I think they were Worcester Pirates.
Oh yeah, I heard that name before.
Yep, and that was happening, but arena football now has almost become extinct. Not as popular as it was back then.
So not that you had time if you played semi-pro ball for 17 years, but what were some hobbies that you had while you were teaching outside of
Uh,
work?
Actually, the hobbies I had was painting ceramics. That was if I wanted to relax, take my mind off of things, I would grab a statue, ceramic statue, and paint it. I the more detailed I was, the longer it would take, the more calm I would be, and that was a calming factor. I could sit in one position for 3 hours and just paint, and it wouldn't even bother me.
Ceramic statues need to be painted, what, because they're formed and then they're glazed, or do you glaze after you paint them?
You glaze them after you paint them. You paint them first,
Got
and
it.
then they have a technique where you can antique them, which is using an oil-based paint where you just paint. It's a black oil-based paint, and you uh just go over whatever you paint with that black paint, and it makes it look like it's aged well. And then you can put them in a kiln, which is where you bake them first, and you put them in a kiln, and then let that let it glaze over and stuff like that. And it's I always encourage people to learn about it because it to me it is relaxing, it is fun, and to paint the different things and see how it's done. To me, it's fun. It's very relaxing for me. I encourage people to do it all the time, and it's something that allows me to just not not just think, but to ease my mind, let my mind wander. Because you have teaching, you have football. I work part time as a bouncer. Uh, and when you have 99 things going on in your life, you need something to distract you. Because if you don't, you're gonna get crazy, and that's the way I was towards the end of my years teaching because I I kept thinking about the same things over and over again every day, even in summer. You know, did everything, had same things on my mind, and it just life was no fun for me, and it was very depressing. So
That's hard to make a change too.
it is, but when you know you reach the end of your rope, you know you need to seriously rethink things. Because I'm not gonna lie, I tell people this all the time. There were times where I've thought about suicide
Wow.
because they would just get crazy because went through 2 divorces and just having to deal with all that stuff, had to deal with school's nonsense, had to deal with the pressures of everything else. Retiring from football. Football was my identity. I retired from coaching. Let's see, in 2013, I almost died. I was literally on my deathbed. If my wife at the time, my second wife at the time, hadn't taken me to the hospital one night, I would have died in my sleep because I had a bad infection in my leg. And they told her, I remember, because I was going in and out of consciousness. They told her that if she didn't bring me in that night, I wouldn't have woken up in the morning.
Well, I'm glad you're here. The world's
Well,
better for it.
I don't know about that. See, the way the world is now,
Nah, we
re-
need people.
yeah, but there's too much stupidity in the world.
Did you something that brings me solace? Did you ever go to Old Sturbridge Village?
Yeah, I went there a couple of times. Um, Old
Our
Sturbridge, it was
yeah,
yeah, it was a good place to go, but it wasn't for me.
we live right by there,
Yeah,
and it every time they're firing up the
y-
kiln, is it a
yeah,
kiln?
kill, yep,
It seems like we're always going there when they're firing it up. So yeah, we always like to watch all the potters put in all the stuff and they start sealing it, and it's nice for the kids because yeah, there's like
yeah,
no technology and we just walk around and the kids can run around and go in the buildings. We
yeah,
go there all the time.
yeah, and that's a fun thing. I think a lot of these kids need to break away from electronics because that's what a lot of them always do is nothing but electronics. I work with kids who like you take away their iPads and they lose their freaking mind because you took away their iPad because it was time for them to learn. You take away their iPad and they will throw a tantrum, you know, pound the floor, throw themselves on the floor, scream bloody murder. And it's just like,
It's a
I'm,
lose-lose situation.
oh yeah, it is. And you, you learn to bite the bullet and just keep taking it away from them. That's what they have to learn. It's like life is, you know, time to work, time to play. They have to know that. But like
We
I
had
said,
a run in. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I was saying when you said you were a bouncer, we had a run in at Jillian's when you were bouncing one night.
Yeah,
Nothing bad, but you knew I wasn't 21 yet, so you went over to me and you said, "If I see you buying one more beer, I'm kicking you out of here."
yeah, oh yeah,
So I just had my one beer and I was like, "Oh, Mr. Darrell's here. I gotta behave." I was behaving anyways, but
oh yeah. And it's funny because your mom had stopped in a couple of times there. Not that night, but previous times. And if I would saw her, I would definitely let her know. If
at that point, I think she would have just. I think at that point she was like, "He's over 18." Because I was able to pay my bills, and
yeah,
she was like, "You're on your own." When I turned 16, she was like, "You want that? You go get a job." So
well, yeah, that's old school parenting.
Yeah.
That's what I did with my kids. You turn 16, you want it, you go get it because you'll take better care of it when you buy it with your own money. And yeah, being a bouncer was it was a fun job until people got stupid.
Which is drinking, and that's what happens.
Oh yeah, they get alcohol and they want to start fights. They want to get behind the wheel. They want to argue with you about what are liquor laws and stuff like that. And when you shut them off, that's when they become belligerent. And I just got tired of it. You know.
I was a waiter for a long time doing wine and selling wine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and people think you can get 2 martinis and then a bottle of wine, and they wanna order another bottle of wine, and there's only 4 people at the table, and you start doing the math, and you're like, "You gonna leave here and drive." And
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, I'm not comfortable, like, getting you annihilated so that you can go and crash.
Yeah. What we learn as bouncers, you can't make them stay, but you can report them. If they get behind the wheel, it is your responsibility to take down their license plate, uh, the model and make of their car, and immediately report it to the police because that's what we learned in alcohol prevention. And I did that many times. I'd be like, people would want to fight. Okay, get behind the wheel. I would tell them, you're making me call the police on you. Well, I don't care. Okay. And if the police come and get you, and the thing was, the police station was right down the street from Jillian's. So if they got a call from us, they were there in a heartbeat. You weren't going to get far.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not worth it. It's not like you would be halfway home and get pulled over. You'll be coming out of the parking lot and they'll be sitting right there. And on Fridays and Saturday nights, they were always there. They were always right by our parking lot. They're either at Honey Farm, sitting in Honey Farm's parking lot, or across the street at the rehab center. And we would tell people, don't do it. It's not worth it. You're better off calling a taxi, paying that $10, $20. It's better than paying a $5,000 fine.
Tell them,
Or
"I'm a religion teacher. You don't wanna get this close to God tonight, because 'cause
now,
I'll
I,
throw you down."
now I had a lot of customers tell people that I was a religion teacher, and they would look at me like I had four heads. Like, yeah, I'm a religion teacher. Not something I would brag about or use something to get women, pick up women. Hey, I'm a religion teacher. Yeah, which
Oh, man. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't be the best thing for
nah, wouldn't be a
the
great
swag
pickup.
at the bar.
Nah, nah, nah. You can use a teacher. You can use a teacher
Until
thing.
ChristianMingle.com came out.
Yeah, I think that was the beginning of Christian Mingle. But I enjoyed my experiences and everything in teaching, being a bouncer, bartender, playing semi-pro football. Lately, I've been reflecting. I do a lot of reflecting nowadays because, when you get older, you tend to forget the things you should appreciate. Like the guys that I played football with, a lot of them have passed away. There's about 7 or 8 of them that I played with in college who have passed away. One recently passed away about 3 weeks ago, and he was my captain my sophomore year. And you realize all the stuff you've been through and all the lives that have interacted with yours, just like with students. I'm always happy to read on Facebook how you guys are doing. That some of you have bought your first house, that some of you have grandchildren, that some of you families are growing, that you got a promotion at a job or got a new job and you're enjoying life. Because as a teacher, that's why we teach. We don't care about, whether or not you graduate. We do care about that, but it's not our main focal point. Our main focus is, did you guys become a better person? Are you doing the things that you want to do? Are you enjoying life? Are you appreciating the things that you have in life? That's what we get a kick out of. We could care less if you have all these academic honors and things like that. We care about, is your life good? How are you doing? Are you mentally there? Are you physically there? Are you there for your family? Are you being the best person that you can be? That's what we care about. We don't do it for the glory. We don't do it for the we definitely don't do it for the money. But we want to see you guys achieve things that a lot of times we couldn't achieve. And we like to live through you guys. And just seeing you with a podcast now, you know, amazes me. You saying you have kids now, you know, being a parent, that's the greatest gift in the world. Being a
It's
father,
great.
being a husband, or having a spouse, having kids, enjoy those things. Because I have 7 grandkids now, and
That's awesome.
because I live in Kansas, I don't get to spend much time with them. My 2 youngest grandkids, I don't know them. They don't know me because I haven't seen them since they've been born. And those are the things I miss when people say, "Oh, I got my grandkids," people that I work with, "Oh, I have my grandkids." I tell them, appreciate that because I don't have it. I don't see my kids all the time, every day. You know, you can be in an argument with your kids, be in an argument with your kids, but enjoy that time you have with them because I don't get to see my kids every day. And I always consider that to be a luxury. And I've always wanted to be a good father and a good grandfather. And I'm okay, but not where I want to be. And that's what I want to work towards, is to be that type of, father, grandfather, where my kids, like I do, I look back on time I spent with my grandfather. I appreciate those moments. I love those moments. I relive those moments. And that's what I want my kids and grandkids to think about when I pass on. You know, they get the time that they needed to spend with me. Was I available? You know, always be there for your kids. Whatever you're doing, if your kids need you, drop everything. Do
It's good
everything,
advice.
do everything you can for your kids. Be present for them because they will remember that. You don't think they will remember. They remember the slightest detail, especially if you
Those
work. Go ahead.
little kids remember everything. You cannot say nothing in front of my kids. They remember everything like a sponge.
Yeah.
Years later, too. I'm like, how the heck did you remember that? So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
the good
And
and the bad.
well, just like you would remember everything. But that's not what you said in the class the other day. You said that's what you would do. But that's the thing. A lot of these parents today are more concerned about money and things. Your kids don't need things. They need your time. They need your presence. They need you to be there. They will tell you firsthand. They could care less about all the things. They'll remember when you weren't at a game or when you were at a game. They will remember when you were there for dinner. They will remember what you did for Christmas, the things you do for Christmas. They will remember
Yeah,
all that stuff, and they will
family
pat.
dinner.
Yeah,
Like that's a dying thing. I feel like a lot of people are just traveling for stuff and sports, and they're just eating out all the time. They're not
yeah,
taking the time to just sit at dinner without a phone and talk, and catch up.
Oh, yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of parents don't do that because they don't have the time. Well, you can always make time. If you can make time to work, you can make time to be present for your family. And, I hope you're doing that with your family. And
If I got time to podcast, I got time to sit and eat dinner with my kids.
exactly. If you have time to do other stuff that's not essential, then you can spend time with your family.
No one gets how I have time to do anything. I go, there's 24 hours in a day. You can do everything.
Yep. Trust me, I know you can do I did a lot of things, so I'm a
I mean,
firm.
today I woke up tired as hell. I
Yep.
came downstairs early at like 5:15. I set up my camera and I was like, I don't want to do it later, so I did it in the morning. And I
Mhm.
enjoy it so much that I don't care if I'm tired. I make a tea, I throw the computer on, and I want to sit and connect with people. And I got the software set up so that it makes it easy for editing. And I just put it out there with the imperfections.
Yeah, but
I don't know what the end goal is, but it's fun for now. So maybe something in the future.
yeah,
I don't know.
it as long as you're having fun with it, that's all that matters. That's like,
Hella fun.
yeah, yeah. Like, I work with first graders and kindergartners. I love working with them because some of the things that come out of their mouths is hilarious. So,
My
and
son is in pre-K. Both my kids, they're 5 and 3,
oh, oh my God, oh,
and they're like splitting my son Miles. He's a splitting image of me
mhm.
in every way, and then my daughter, she's just a feisty, sassy.
Oh yeah,
Gives me a run for my money.
oh yes. Trust me, that working with those kids is the highlight of my day. I get excited when I get them off the bus and when I sit in classrooms with them. And the best part of my day is when a lot of these kids, like I roam the hallways constantly, and a lot of these kids know me as Mr. Craig, and they'll come up and give me a hug for no reason because they see me, they give me a hug. I say hi to them, they give me a hug, and they will talk trash to me, and I'll talk trash right back to them. And to me, that's fun. And when parents don't spend time doing that with their kids, there's something wrong with the parents. Because to me, that's the best part of the day. I miss doing that with my kids, with my grandkids. And I treat those kids as if they are my grandkids. Some of them even call me grandpa.
That's why they're lucky.
Oh yeah, no, I'm the lucky one. Because when I first started doing this, started doing this about 3 years ago. I didn't know what I was doing. And I I'm fortunate enough that they really don't mess with me. They let me do my own thing. There's a way of doing things that I do it my way, which best suits me, which is comfortable. And these kids are the best things that have happened to me. I'll give you an example. My health has been going downhill lately, and last year, during the day, I passed out in the hallway.
Mm.
I don't remember why I passed out. I was out. All I remember is walking the hallway, and I was waking up in the back of the ambulance. And very next day, when I came back to school, a lot of these kids gave me hugs. If I sat in their classroom, they wouldn't let me out of their sight. Like they were in my lap. If I went somewhere, they were asking where I was going, what I was going to do. It's like, okay, I'm just going to the bathroom. I'm good. But they were scared that I was dying. One of the kids was asking his mom, Because a friend of mine who works at school, he was asking her, "Is Mr. Craig going to be all right?" And she kept telling him, "I don't know. We'll see if he's back at school." And when he saw me, he was, you know, you would have thought he won the lottery. And
Yeah,
those are,
they have an untainted soul, right?
yeah,
They haven't been affected yet,
no,
by
no,
things. They're just like they're just organic and
yeah. If you're there,
full of life.
if you're there and you say hi to them, that's what they hang on to. They could care less of anything. They could care less what school I went to, if I played semi-pro football, how many championship rings I have. They care less. They care about if I can help them get across on the jungle gym, when they're at recess, or push them on a swing. That's what they care about. They could care about anything. They don't really care about things. When they get out of recess, oh my God, it's like watching a bunch of rabid squirrels run around because they're on everything. They're just running around, having fun. And they don't carry any prejudices or any type of racist attitudes. They will work, they will play with any kid. They could care they don't care about if you have a handicap. They actually learn to work better with kids with disabilities than what adults do. They will tell you, "Oh, so and so can't talk. So when he does this, this is what you need. This is what he means." And you're looking at them and like, okay, these kids are a hell of a lot smarter and in tune uh, than I am. One of the kids I had a few months ago saw one of his classmates upset. Went over to the kid, asked him what was wrong. Went over to a teacher, got a teacher, brought the teacher over to the kid, and that was that was my pride moment. So this
I don't
kid,
know what
uh,
I don't know what they call it at my son's school, but there's like it's integrated, so they'll have like some elective kids from out of town. If they have a disability, they'll integrate them into the class with kids who don't. And a moment my son had was he noticed a nonverbal child, and they became great friends. Was really crying and struggling to walk into school and leave his mom. And my son like ran over, gave him a hug, and said, "I'm Miles." And this is how we go to school every day. Picked up his hand, and the kid walked right in with him. So they always tell us like, "Oh, Miles is our
ambassador.
guy who ambassador who will help any kid who's struggling because he's got this like if he hears a sad song, he'll like literally start to tear up. He's got a big heart. We're
Yeah,
like, "Are you crying, buddy?" And he's like, "This song is so sad." I was like, "All right, we'll keep the funk and the disco going for you, buddy. We don't want you getting all sad over there on the radio."
hey, you know what? That's something that you need to be proud of to show, because we have adults that don't even do that. But
He taught me
yeah,
to look out for that, like be more part of society. That's I'm learning lessons from him
yeah,
about, no prejudice and just helping your community and
yeah, you
being
just,
everyone's a person.
yeah, they'll help you because you need help. That's it. They could care less about anything.
Hmm.
And to see them, to see him do that, see, I would lose it. I'll start crying and be bawling my eyes out and stuff. And the probably kids would probably think that I was losing my mind. But that's something that I like to teach the kids, and like to have them keep instilled in themselves. Because when they get older, we as adults, we don't think about the things we do. We teach them how to not be themselves. And that's the sad part, because I see them every day, and they're holding hands, walking through the hallways, walking each other to class. And to me, it's just, you know, the greatest thing I see. And I hope my grandkids do that, are doing that, because that would make me the proudest grandfather on the face of the planet. That they're taking care of other people. They're not worried about, whether or not that kid looks like them. It's a person. It's another person. You don't worry about things like that. That's irrelevant. The fact that they need help, that you see somebody in distress, that you go over there and you ease their burden. That's the most important thing.
And hopefully he keeps continuing being like that up until, grade school and middle school and high school and
Till he
keep
gets
that
old and gray.
mentality.
Yeah, till he gets
Yeah.
old and gray. Because that's always, 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 always keep that instilled in him. When he does it, praise him for it. Act like it's the greatest thing on the face of the planet. Because they'll keep doing it. The second that you don't notice that they do it, that's when they'll stop doing it.
Well, what part of Kansas do you live in?
Leavenworth, we're in the northeastern part of Kansas.
What?
We're right next door to Missouri.
Yeah, so that's like I always picture Kansas for some reason like near more south, but it's kind of
We're in the middle of
it's
the United States.
middle of the United States.
Yep.
I'm thinking it's near the ocean, but I'm looking in my map here and it's definitely not.
Yeah, we're nowhere near the ocean. And that's what I miss about the East Coast, being by the ocean.
So you're a Chiefs fan or
Oh, yeah. Oh, born and raised. Born
oh,
and
so you
raised
are
Chiefs fan.
always kind of rooting against the Patriots up there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I rooted against the Patriots when I lived in New England. I did not like the Patriots. I respected them, but I didn't like them. I've been to two Patriots games when they played the Chiefs. I had a friend take me both times and went to two games. One at the old Foxborough Stadium, and then to it was a Thursday night game in Gillette Stadium. So
I there's two memories I just want to share with you and see if you remember. In 8th grade during a midterm, for some reason I had a super big ass thick long rubber band. Do you remember me shooting it across? You didn't see me do it. You just saw the reaction. I shot Eddie Demarsky like in the face with it, and he jumped up going, "Ah, my eye, my eye!" And I obviously have a really good. I'm a good actor. I just sat there like reacting, like, "What the heck's going on with Eddie?" And you were like already frustrated because the class was
yeah, you guys were
were you
banned.
trying to take a midterm and we were being, ruckus. And then
Yeah,
Eddie jumps up and
yeah,
you were like Eddie, you're gonna get kicked out of here. And he's like, it's Richie. And I'm like, what is he talking about,
yeah.
Mr. Darrell?
You always played the I'm innocent role. You always had the look of opening the palm of your hands, and your hands are out, and like, oh, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm thinking, here I am, because this was a time where I used to get in trouble almost every day with administration, and I was just thinking like, oh, this is the last thing I need. One of these fools get injured in class where I was supposed to be watching them like a hawk, and one of them gets hit in the eye, and it's like, oh. It was like, oh my God. It's like, you got, and that day, you guys were pissing me off beyond
Yeah,
belief.
I remember. Well, I
Uh,
learned about karma that day because right around that time, those Lifesaver creamsicle suck candies came out.
yep.
And I had one. And after it died down and Eddie finally sat down and was just like, scheming up a plan to get me back. I could just see how red he was in the face because I got him good. And I took that candy and I like celebrated by like opening the candy and like, you know,
Popping it in your mouth.
uh,
Yeah.
and I choked on it. And it was caught in my throat so hard that I was like choking, and you were like, just get out of the class. And I was like, thank you. I got to go. I really do have something in my throat. And I went and I did. I was drinking water for like 45 minutes with it stuck in my throat, and it finally went down. But it was like instant karma for that.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I didn't know what you had stuck in your throat, but it was. I could see your face turn red, and you were just like doing a hole with your neck and holding your neck. And
Yeah.
I'm just like going, like, what the hell is this problem?
It was like one thing after the other in that day for the midterm.
Yeah, it's just like so that you got one side quiet and settled, the other side would act up, and it's like, oh my god, you guys are gonna make me lose my mind. And I was to the point a lot of times I was gonna start swearing in class because that's how upset you guys were getting me to the point I did because I knew I had to deal with upperclassmen after you guys and have to deal with their nonsense. So if you guys were acting up, it was going to be 10 times worse with the upperclassmen, with the juniors and seniors. And like, oh, but yeah,
I swear to you, when I like started going to college when I was 25, I
mm,
was like thinking I should try to teach because I deserve it for what I did to all the teachers. Like I feel like that was like a calling to me. I was like I think I know I can't handle it, but I feel like I deserve everything I get, so maybe I should.
I know, I don't think you should have. I think you deserve to get a taste of what it's like to teach, especially nowadays. Nowadays, you would lose your mind. You would you would start saying things that you never would have thought come out of your mouth.
I can't even imagine.
Because there are
And I have
some,
a lot of patience, but
yeah, your patience will run out a lot of days, especially with these phones and stuff. These kids, I'm telling you, there have been many times I have threatened a kid's life. I will knock your head off and kick it down the hallway. Say stuff like that to them, and they'll look at you like they will almost dare you to do it. And then you just want to go, if I do, I'll get fired. I'll be brought up charges. Be like, oh, and you just
I'll
learn to
see
live.
that on Facebook. That'll be
Yep,
no good.
yeah, just like you learn to pick and choose your battles.
And my last question for you,
Yep.
can you see? I'm sharing my screen. I don't know if you could see it, but it is a disciplinary referral 92503 period G, grade 12, Mr. Darrell for Rich Marcheski. And this one I never got.
Oh my god.
Pants, definitely not Neil Roberts. Said he was out of dress code but had no button. Wearing senior sweater, didn't sell any magazines. Office detention.
Where did you
I,
dig
I,
that up from?
I have them. I have them
Oh,
still.
oh my god. Oh yeah.
How epic is that?
Oh, that is so funny. Oh,
Because you were right. You called my bull.
yeah.
I was out of uniform. I didn't sell any magazines, and I didn't have a button that allowed me to be out of uniform.
Because Richie, you were the Eddie Haskell of the school. You could BS talk your way out of everything. And I was bound and determined to call you on your bluff because you made it sound good that you were at dress code. You were very. It was hard to think of you as not being truthful when you were talking about that. You said, "Oh no, I'm at a dress code." It's like, no, you didn't. You didn't sell one damn magazine. And I was keeping track, and I went around. It's like, well, give me proof. Show me proof. Show me proof. He's like,
No
oh,
proof.
yeah, no proof. No proof.
Oh, geez. He caught me.
Yeah. And that was back when I was very thorough about getting proof because I checked everything because I didn't trust you guys at all. Your class was notorious for BS. You were the
Hey,
ringleader.
maybe that's why I was so good at selling wine.
Yeah, yeah.
First place.
You know what? I wouldn't doubt it because you knew your audience. You knew how to talk to certain teachers, and I would just sit back and watch you in action, how you would talk to teachers, especially when they had you dead to rights and you made them question themselves whether or not
Yeah,
they had you.
because my mom was coming in. I was like, I need to figure my way out of this one quick.
Oh yeah, and that was the funny part of you doing stuff because you were always you like I said, you were the Eddie Haskell. You knew.
The one m- I don't I got in trouble because we had the white senior sweaters.
Uh-huh.
And we didn't have a lot of money. My mom bought me one sweater and they were expensive, but I chose to do permanent marker designs on I made lapels, I had my name on the back, I jazzed it up. And
Yeah.
then I was out of dress code because that's not the dress code. You can't draw on your senior sweater. So I
Yeah.
didn't even get to wear my senior sweater all year.
Yep. And you know what? I appreciate the creativity, but that was back when they were crashing hard on being in uniform, and
Oh yeah.
they were coming down hard on us teachers.
Yeah,
Where
I mean,
like
there's rules.
yeah, and there's rules, but some rules. I mean, if you were wearing pants, if you're wearing blue pants, I really didn't give a rat's ass. But
Yeah.
heaven forbid if the administration saw you not in uniform pants, because we had a contract with Neil Roberts, oh my God, they would lose their mind. And we're just like, you know what? Fuck it, because literally there were times I went and throat punched some of them because they were just nonsense. I mean, they were coming down hard on you guys for no reason. And it wasn't like you guys were building bombs or anything. You just tested the dress code. And to me, it's like they have a shirt with a collar. To me, that's good enough. They have pants. You know, it's good. I'm not gonna really worry about it. But they made a big stink about it, just like, oh. So,
Yeah, Mr. Saint Amand would get me all the time if I didn't shave.
oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. God bless his soul. He was like an older brother to me.
I liked him. He was a good teacher.
He was, and he was when I came back that weekend that he died. When I found out that he died that weekend, I was just, it was, my mind was just gone. Because it was looking across the hallway and not hearing its voice or seeing him ride up and down the hallway on that stupid bike and not seeing that anymore was just, it killed me. Because
You were still working when he passed away?
yep, yep,
Oh, yeah.
yep, I'm a very sentimental guy.
Tough day.
Yeah, it was rough. I never thought something like that would affect me so hard, but it did. That knocked me on my ass for weeks, for months. And it's just looking across the hallway and not seeing him, seeing his books still on the shelves, and just it was just something that I just couldn't get through my head for a lot of times. because I would think that it was just a bad joke, that he was just going to come in and everything's going to be okay, and it wasn't, and that shook me for a while. So,
Well,
okay.
thank you for sharing some memories with me and updating me on what's going on with your life. And you definitely made a impression on me when I was younger, so I appreciate that.
Well, I thank you for being who you were, and you made, believe it or not, you made me a better teacher. You made me a more patient teacher, and you made me have a better sense of humor. Because without some of your shenanigans, I don't think I would have the sense of humor I have now of
Oh,
dealing
good.
of dealing with kids and their nonsense. Because some of the stuff they pull now, I reflect back on stuff you used to do and go, you know what? I know somebody who could do it better than you. So, so I thank you for letting me be your teacher and actually wanting to learn, because being a teacher, it was a rewarding job. For me, it was a rewarding job, and it was something that I never thought I would love, but I loved it for 22 years. And I credit to all my students, even the ones in the past few years. So thank you.
Cool. Yes, and let's keep in touch, you know? Shoot me a
Well,
Facebook message once in a while, I'll do the same.
all righty, I will do that, sir. All right.
Have a great rest of your week.
You also, well,
And it was really fun catching up, man.
yep, it was fun. Yeah, we're on vacation this week, so I'm just sitting at home doing nothing.
Nice. Well, paint some do some ceramics tomorrow and pour yourself a glass of wine and throw on
Ooh,
some
that sounds,
funk jazz or something
ooh,
and
you know what? That does sound good. That would sound good. I might do that tomorrow.
all right.
All right, sir.
Peace.
Peace.
Hey, get another give me some recommendations for who I could reach out to from Holy Name that might be willing to do a talk that would be interesting.
Uh, did you have Mrs. Crab?
She's great.
Yep. Did you already have her?
No, I didn't.
Message her. She would be glad to do it.
Okay, I'll hit her up.
Yep.
See what she's got going on. She's another legend.
Yep. And she is on Facebook, so,
Yeah.
and she could probably
She can
do.
inspire kids to write and she's a literature teacher, English.
Yeah, I think she still is. She's not at well, what is now St. Paul's. She's not there anymore. I don't know where exactly she's at,
Yeah.
but she's still around.
Cool.
Uh, she is on Facebook. Look up her under her neath her maiden name, Heather Crab. You know.
I
Uh
want to talk to Miss Morello.
oh, she used to be on Facebook. I don't know if she is now, but I'm sure she would get a kick out of talking to you.
Yeah, because she used to come to the restaurant I worked at once in a while and she'd be like, Richard Marcheski. Waiting tables, I see. Yep. And I'd say, were you expecting me to be in jail?
She probably would.
Was there like a running list of like who's going to end up in jail and who's not?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And a lot
Is
of
it
people,
you? Do you usually guess right or do you usually guess wrong?
we usually guess wrong. Like we usually guess dead wrong because somehow after you guys left high school, you will turn it around real quick. Like after your first year of college. I mean, we've had students. I had one student. A quick story. I had one student when I first started teaching. He was a senior. He was in my homeroom. He was always in trouble every single day he was called to the office. And when he graduated school, we were like, this boy's not gonna go anywhere. He wound up I wound up he wound up finding me at Jillian's one night, and he came up to me and he goes, "Do you remember me?" I was like, "Yeah, you were in my homeroom, blah blah blah." And he said, "I just wanted to thank you because tonight I just graduated med school."
Oh shit. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that was my response, was like, "Holy crap." It's like he was one of those kids where we figured, "Oh, he's not gonna go anywhere. He's gonna be a dead end job," and
You can't tell. You're right, because there's kids that I went from kindergarten to 12th grade with that you're just like, wow, what happened? Or, and
yeah, yeah, he just
there's the good and the bad, and the people you thought would be like perfect, things happen, and the people who you were like, oh, they're not going to do well, and they're all of a sudden they're great and they're fun people and they're happy. And
oh yeah, yeah, and that's why I said, we as teachers, we get a kick out of seeing you guys living the best lives you can. That's what we're proud of. We can care less of all the accolades you've done and all that stuff. If you're living the best life you can and you're happy, then we've done our job. And
Facebook should sponsor this podcast because this is how I'm finding the people.
yeah, hey, that's how I work.
How else am I going to find people? Like, I don't have their phone number. Their landlines are shut off.
Yeah, hey, I know the feeling. That's how I find people.
All right.
All right.
Super good catching up. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Can I call you Craig finally, or still
Yes, you
prefer
can.
Mr.
You
Darrell?
can. You can. If you feel comfortable, call me Mr. Darrell. That's fine. Call me Craig. It's fine. I get called at school Mr. Craig, so it doesn't matter to me. Whatever makes you
All
feel
right.
comfortable.
I promise I'm going to have my mom sign that referral. I know you need to have it on your desk tomorrow. It's just a little bit late. All right.
Just a little bit. Just a tad bit. But
Still
make a
have
good
it.
excuse. Make a good excuse though.
Yep. I sold the magazines, but I just didn't get the button because I'm not about the prize. All right. I don't need the trophy or the accolades.
Oh my god. That is so funny. All right.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
Peace out.
Thanks. Peace.